What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's a special one. This is the first video I'm filming after I've hit 1,000 subs, and yes, I know it sounds like not much, but dude, this means so much to me. It's been so tough kind of like convincing myself that this was worth doing. Honestly, like hitting 1,000, it's such a special number because it's proof that 1,000 of you think it's cool for me to, talk random stuff on the internet or react or analyze or whatever the case might be. This is all to say thank you. But now on to today's video. Today we're gonna be talking one of my favorite subjects, film photography. But not only that, this is part one of a 2-video special. Today we're gonna be talking about handprints, but specifically black and white handprints, and what's the difference between a handprint and a scan, and which one should you choose. This is one of those videos that I kind of wish I would have stumbled upon when I first started shooting film, so I decided to make it. Why not? I've been shooting film for a lot of years already. I think it's been like 8 or 9. I have a lot of different inputs and experiences that I could hopefully share with you. Let's start with the very basic. The way film photography works: you had your film camera, you had your film roll, you pop it in the camera, shoot through the whole roll. After that, you develop it. Basically 2 options: you take it to the lab for someone to develop it for you, or you could develop it yourself. After you develop it, now you can see through the negative. You have 2 options: to reproduce it, meaning print it. Nowadays, since computers now exist, you could digitize it. And once you digitize it, you could do all sorts of edits. That's now with digital age. But originally, since computers weren't as powerful, people would just print them. Okay, so now that we understand how film photography works, let's go into a little bit of a story. When I first started shooting film, the main reason was because of the look, right? Texture, the quality, the imperfections. It has just this very unique quality that you just can't replicate. But when I got into film, a lot of people would say the beauty of film, it's the fact that resolution is infinite and you can always squeeze a little bit more out of it. And I honestly didn't really understand what they meant by that. But that's not only where it ended. But little that I know that darkroom printing or hand printing also shared a big chunk as to why film is so special. So I started doing research when I became a film photographer, and I did the scans. I tried all the scans. I kind of chose the one that I really like, which is Noritsu, and I stuck with that. But as I kept doing more research and as I kept looking for inspiration, I still saw a little bit of a distance between my work and other people's work, specifically certain photographers, but I just couldn't understand why. It felt like they were squeezing so much out of the negative. It was just such a unique look. And then I found out that there's a completely different group of people that what they do is they embrace the original process, but then they kind of 2.0'd it, right? So they will shoot the film, they will take it to the lab for them to develop it, they get the negatives back, and then they print it. And once it's printed, it's when they scan it, because it's multiple things coming into play here. One, the way film prints, it's very unique, and you're not only getting the texture from the negative, you're also getting it from the paper. And honestly, it just has a very specific sensitivity. And I wanted to grab a set of images of mine that I really knew and that I was really familiar with, try to do some sort of print test to see how much I could squeeze out of the negative, one. And second, I wanted to see how different it was, and maybe I could find a way to make this part of my process, or at least for certain specific jobs or certain specific things. So I went on a journey to try to learn how to print, and I think I got it. I think I became good at it, or at least good enough for me to kind of understand how it works. And there's one thing that I really loved, which is it forces you to slow down. So how with film photography, they always say the beauty sits that you're not just firing away, shooting 1,000 photos per second. In this case, it's an extra pause step after you've shot the photo, because printing in the darkroom, it's a step-by-step process. You can't rush it. In fact, you actually need to time it. There's something so beautiful about crafting an image with your hands, literally seeing it come into the paper with your hands. It's just such a beautiful experience. I would even go as far as calling it photography of the highest order. That's actually a really cool name. But yeah, there's just something really powerful about seeing it come to life. Oh my god, chef's kiss. Like, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? I know I'm like someone that's extremely passionate, but this just looks crazy. So I went ahead and I got the ones that I think were properly exposed on the paper, and I scanned them so I could do a side-by-side comparison or some sort of explanation as to why someone should get into hand printing in the first place, especially in 2025. Hopefully this video helps everyone. So let's look at those images now. Okay, so just for context, this is my friend Cassidy. These photos are from 2020, actually. They're pretty old, but I love these photos. So on the right here, we have the film scan. And as you could see, it's great. I'm not saying it's not, but there's just a very specific quality to the handprint. It's like a certain softness, and it's almost like you squeeze more out of the negative. Right here, we're seeing a cropped version, but I also did one without the crop. Here's the one without the crop. This also, it's properly exposed, so you can hopefully see it here. This right here, it's the, on the left, we have the print, and on the right we have the scan. It feels like this is the way the photography was supposed or intended to be displayed, and on the left we're seeing an image that's overexposed but still has a very unique quality to it. This is one of my favorites, and this is a really special one because in this one I had to manually dodge, which is something that I had never done, and I think it came out beautiful, even though my dodging, it's not perfect. So if you don't know what dodging is, it's making a specific part of the image brighter, and the way you do this manually, it's literally by covering specific parts of the image. On the left here we have the handprint, and on the right we have the scan. I think the scan looks really nice, but in this one, this is the one where I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And you might think like, oh yeah, but the one on the right, it's just overexposed. It's not only that, it's like, it's almost like you're squeezing the full latitude of the image on the left versus the right. It almost feels like it's a little bit flat. And just to make it clear, the scans on the right are Noritsu high-res scans, but on the left there's just a very specific quality. And yes, I know the exposure on the left, it's a little bit different, but even if I upped it, like you could see like the values and the quality of the image is just richer, and there's just something about it. Like I showed this to a friend and he's like, honestly, I think the one on the left just looks more expensive. Like it looks like it was crafted. It looks like a like a timeless image, almost like one of those Time magazine images, right? To show you guys another one that I did that I was like, wow, it's this one, which is one of my favorite photos ever. And like I said, I actually have this up on my house, like I've printed this many times, but on this one there's just such richness to the image that I think it just gives it a very special look. It just looks different, it looks unique. And I'll even show you some of the ones that I got wrong that I think are worth showing. Like for example, this one, overexposed. This one's a really interesting one because this is a test strip. This is what you do to kind of like figure out which exposure it's the best. And the thing you do is that you slowly uncover more and more of the image to kind of like create that gradient so you could see it where it makes sense to print. Let's see what else we have in here. This is another one that I did of the same image, underexposed, as you could see. This is the final one that made it beautiful. What else do we have in here? This is the final one that made it out of this image. This is the one that I got the closest, and I absolutely love it. This is the full crop of this one, slightly overexposed. This is one of these that's super underexposed, very dark, and I actually grabbed this same exposure, I think, and I just dodged it, and I made this image right here. And you could see it, actually the dodging, it's not perfect because you could see it right here. It's kind of like falling off of her face. And this one, it's one that I did. It's actually the last print that I did that day. I was trying to find a light box in the darkroom, and I'm assuming that I'll have them there so people don't accidentally turn them on while printing. And I thought her eyes were open, but I still scanned it because I had printed it, so why not? I think it still looked cool. So I guess the real question is, are handprints better than scans. Honestly, I don't even think there's a right answer for this. It's just a completely different look, and this is my first approach to it, and I'm already convinced that I absolutely freaking love this. Not only because of the results, but because of what it generates when you're creating it. There's like a really special connection between you and your work when it's like manually crafted. I love the hand printed look, and I feel like it's something that a lot of people would like. And yes, it's not the most convenient because it takes time. You have gotta wait for the prints to dry, you have to rescan them. But I swear to God, start looking at some of your favorite photographers and you're gonna notice that a lot of people do hand prints, not only because of the process, but also because of the richness of the result. I hope this video serves its purpose and hopefully gave you a little bit of an idea of to think if it's even worth it for you or not. But I must say that if you're a photographer, even if you don't kind of like make it part of your workflow, I would 100% recommend you doing this. This is the end of part 1. Part 2, it's going to be the same thing, but focusing on color printing. I'm hoping this serves you guys. If you guys have any questions or any suggestions or anything at all that you think might be interesting to kind of like spark up conversation, just drop a comment, like up, sub up. Thank you for 1,000 followers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.